Hi everyone, welcome to the Celebrity Diaries. Nell Carter, an observed American artist and entertainer, made a permanent imprint on the media outlet during her profession, storing up a total assets of $2 million by the hour of her passing in 2003. While the world grieved the deficiency of this unprecedented craftsman, it was her remarkable job as Nell Harper on the Dearest sitcom, Gimme a Break, that carved her name in TV history from 1981 to 1987. Carter rejuvenated Nell Harper, charming herself to viewers across the country. The sitcom, which chronicled the lives of a bereft cop and his three little girls, hit home for crowds thanks by and large to Carter's perfect depiction of the family's fiery servant. Such was the effect of her exhibition that it accumulated the consideration of industry insiders, bringing about 2 Emmy and 2 Brilliant Globe Grant designations for Carter. Anyway, Gimme a Break was not the sole demonstration of her ability preceding her TV achievement. Carter had currently caused disturbances on Broadway, procuring basic recognition and a Tony Grant for Best Execution by an included entertainer in a melodic 1978. It was her part in the hit Broadway melodic Ain't Misbehaving that exhibited her vocal ability and unquestionable stage presence. Her extraordinary exhibition left crowds in wonderment and acquired her the most elevated honor in the entertainment business world of all time, the Pioneer. Carter consistently progressed her Broadway win to the little screen in 1982. She got an Ideal Time Emmy grant for her backlash of the job from Ain't Getting Out of Hand in a TV variation. This acknowledgment highlighted her capacity to charm crowds across various mediums, setting her status as a flexible and skilled entertainer. Past her proficient accomplishments, Nell Carter was a power of nature, motivating quite a large number with her steady soul and versatility. She defeated individual battles and utilized her foundation to advocate for significant causes, including diabetes, mindfulness, and equivalent freedoms for all. Carter was conceived and brought into the world on September 13, 1948, in Birmingham, Alabama. She came from a huge family, being one of 9 kids brought into the world to Edna Mae and Horace Solid. Her childhood was affected by her Catholic foundation, in spite of the fact that she was brought up in the Presbyterian faith anyway as she became older. Carter found herself attracted to various strict convictions, and later distinguished as Pentecostal and Jewish, displaying her liberality and otherworldly investigation. Misfortune struck youthful Nell at the point when she was only 2 years old, saw the astonishing electric shock of her dad, who, coincidentally, ventured on a live electrical cable. This horrendous occasion without a doubt made a permanent imprint on her initial years, molding her flexibility and assurance to survive difficulty even notwithstanding difficulty. Nell's adoration for music radiated through from a youthful age. She found her enthusiasm for singing as a youngster and started displaying her ability on a neighborhood gospel public broadcast. Furthermore, she tracked down comfort and articulation through her contribution in the congregation ensemble. As she developed commitment to her art, which just strengthened at the youthful age of 15, she began performing at cafes in the neighborhood region, enamoring crowds with her deep voice and obvious stage presence. Nell's melodic excursion took a captivating turn when she joined the Renaissance Troupe, a gathering that engaged crowds at cafes and gay bars. This experience not only presented her to assorted crowds yet additionally permitted her to investigate her creative articulation in capricious settings. It was a demonstration of her receptiveness and ability to embrace unique networks and societies through her music anyway, in the midst of her quest for a music profession. Carter got through a horrendous occurrence that steered her life at 16 years old. On July 5, 1965, she was exposed to the unspeakable demonstration of assault at gunpoint by a colleague. The repercussions of this horrible mishap prompted a startling pregnancy. Nell showed tremendous courage and strength as she went with the hard decision to give birth to her little girl Tracy the following year. Perceiving the difficulties of bringing up a kid alone, she settled on the tragic decision to send Tracy to live with her more established sister Willie for a superior childhood at the youthful age of 19. Solid left on a groundbreaking excursion that would shape her future, looking for new skies and open doors. She settled on the strong choice to change her last name to Carter and bid goodbye to her old neighborhood of Birmingham, Alabama. With the Renaissance group close by, she set her sights on the clamoring city of New York City, where she would submerge herself in the energetic music scene. Nell's enormous ability and charming voice rapidly gathered consideration as she graced the phases of cafes, clubs, and indeed, even bathhouses. Her devotion to her craft and the energy she oozed while performing prompted a cutting-edge second in 1971 when she handled her first Broadway job. The stone melodic called Before Long furnished her with a stage to grandstand her gifts. Albeit the creation tragically shut later just 3 exhibitions, unflinching Nell kept on chasing after her enthusiasm, taking on the job of melodic chief for the West Beth Writers Women's Activist Cooperatives. 1974. Play What Season of Night It Is in 1974. Nell Carter had the phenomenal chance to share the stage with the amazing Bette Davis in the stage melodic Miss Moffat, a creation in view of Davis' previous film, The Corn is Green, albeit the cooperation vowed to be a feature of her profession. Unexpected conditions prompted the play's untimely conclusion before it could arrive at Broadway by the Nell star was on the ascent. It was her part in the noteworthy melodic Ain't Misbehaving that launched Carter to fame depicting a character in this praised creation. She displayed her enormous ability and stage presence, eventually procuring the esteemed Tony Grant in 1978 around the same time. 1978, when Carter was offered the chance to join the cast of the exceptionally expected Broadway melodic beauty queens. She was at first given a role as F.Y. White, a critical job that would have additionally established her place in the entertainment business world anyway. During the improvement of the creation, Carter has chosen to go with a life-changing decision. She passed on the melody to seek after a TV job in the famous cleanser drama. Ryan's expectation displaying her adaptability as an entertainer. Nell's excursion kept on unfurling as she graced the cinema in the 1979 melodic variation of Hair, coordinated by the acclaimed Milos Forman. Not in the least did she enthrall crowds with her strong vocals, yet her voice likewise reverberated on the film's soundtrack, further hardening her presence in the media outlet. In 1981, N. Carter's star came to new levels when she got a job in the NBC Activity parody TV series, The Misfortunes of Sheriff Lobo. This opportunity further exhibited her comedic timing and acting ability, setting up her for the job that would characterize her vocation. Ed Harper in the famous sitcom Gimme a Break acquainted Nell Carter with crowds all over the planet. In this adored TV series, she depicted the lively and adorable servant to a bereft sheriff and his 3 little girls. Nell's noteworthy presentation in the show gathered basic approval, acquiring her regarded designations for both the Brilliant Globe and Emmy Grants crowds. They were enraptured by the humor, heart, and appeal she brought to the character, bringing about a sum of 137 episodes that created more than 6 seasons, circulating from 1981 to 1987. Following the decision to give a break in, Carter gotten back to her foundations in the club scene in a wonderful coordinated effort. She left on a 5-month public visit close by the diverting comic Joan Waterway's charms crowds across the country with her obvious ability and attractive stage presence. The year 1989 denoted a progression of critical minutes in Carter's profession. She took on the job of an associate to the Feast Lobby proprietor in an NBC pilot called Morton. By the Narrows, tragically, the pilot didn't get the ideal reaction and circulated just as a one-time exceptional in May of that year anyway. Nell's ability kept on radiating on a great stage when she had the pleasure of playing out the star Radiant Pennant before Game 4 of the 1989 Worldwide Championship in San Francisco, dazzling the crowd with her version of the public song of devotion in the mid-1990s. N. Carter's process brought her back to Broadway, where she showed up in the recovery of the cherished melodic Annie, assuming the job of Miss Hannigan anyway. Debate resulted when the show's ads included a white entertainer, Marcia Lewis, depicting the character of Miss Hannigan, rather than N. Carter. Makers protected their choice, referring to the significant expense of reshooting the ads anyway. Nell trusted that bigotry assumed a critical part in the decision, communicating her mistake and hurt. In a meeting with the New York Post, she valiantly expressed her interests, expressing perhaps they didn't need the crowd to realize Nell Carter was dark. It was exceptionally destructive. I benevolently asked them to stop it. Was hostile for me as a person of color during the mid-1990s. Nell Carter's vocation took a different turn. She showed up in low-budget films, TV specials, and game shows, displaying her adaptability as a perfect performer. Shows such as Match Game 90 and To Come Clean furnished her with valuable open doors to show her mystique and mind to a more extensive crowd in 1990. Carter featured in the CBS satire series You Take the Kids. The show introduced an exceptional depiction of a common dark family and was frequently viewed as a tragic reaction to the famous sitcom. Roseanne Nell assumed the part of a reckless and non-garbage mother and spouse tragically. You Take the Children confronted challenges with regards to appraisals and surveys, prompting its short run from December 1990 to January 1991. Thanks for watching this video.